Everybody's trying to figure out how to market their digital products, and they're posting all over Instagram and they're chasing the latest trends on TikTok, and they're even boosting a few posts here and there, thinking that they're running ads when they're not. You definitely don't want to do that. But they're stuck trying to figure out why isn't anything working. But here's the truth. You don't need to go viral to make serious money. And shoot, you don't even need social media, and you don't need to hire a marketing team, and you for sure don't need to do some goofy looking dance hoping that the algorithm catches you to get some attention. What you need is a simple system. And system, SYSTM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. That's how you get your time back and you actually make more while working less, because your system markets your digital products, not you. And I know a little bit about this because this system that I'm about to share with you made me over 7 figures online in my business. And my first digital product did a little over 900K. And I'm telling you, if you have a business that's built on luck, then you don't have a business, you have a hobby that's costing you money. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the complete system that I would build again if I lost everything tomorrow. And the best thing about it is that it's completely free. And it's better than free because you'll actually get paid to do it. Look, it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down this simple system that you can build for yourself. And this system is so powerful because, for one, you don't have to pay for ads. For two, you get paid just to build the system. That's even outside of all the sales that it's going to bring in. And for three, because it works nonstop 24/7, 365, so you can actually get your time back. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you just obviously hate money. So by all means, feel free to click off of this video and go watch some more videos about how to make money that aren't going to work for you because you obviously hate money. But look, this video is inspired by my comments, and I really want you to understand this before we get to the meat. That's what she said. And the reason why I really wanted to touch on this first is because I get comments like this all the time on my page from people that have this same mentality. So look, the comment that Chris left here is great info, but where and how do you market it? He's talking about your digital products. So what does an ad even look like for your product? Because testing an ad on Facebook can be very costly, YouTube even more. And if you're talking about organically, then that can take years, especially on YouTube. So there's a couple key things that I want you to pay attention to what Chris said or asked in his question. So for one, the where and how do you market them, which is what we're going to cover. But here, he says, what does an ad look like? And then Facebook can be very costly as far as ads, YouTube even more. And if you're talking about organically on YouTube, then it can take years. This is the key point that I want to hit on before we get into building this actual system. You need to understand that the time is going to pass anyways. So if I use his channel for an example, he joined YouTube 18 years ago. When I checked his channel, he only has 2 videos up, and his best video, which I actually checked it out, Chris, if you're watching this, which I hope that you are, you know about what you're talking about. Chris, he helps divorced women, right? But this video was posted 6 months ago. Outside of that, he has another video that he posted a couple days ago. But in 18 years, he has 2 YouTube videos posted. Imagine if he started 18 years ago, he would probably be one of the top authorities in that space. Guys, I hear this pretty much daily. I see it in my comments damn near daily. People thinking about how long is it gonna take? Why does it matter how long it's gonna take if the time is going to pass anyways? Start now, the time's already gonna pass. What else are you doing with it? Why not be building your income, impact, and influence over time as well? There's somebody else that's in my comments quite frequently. His name is Jermaine. Shout out to you, Jermaine. But Jermaine has said quite a few times in the comments of my videos, oh, I would love to have a bigger audience, or I would love to have your audience, when Jermaine literally has more subscribers right now than I had last year. The time is already gonna pass. What's the difference between he and I? Well, I spent the last year building an audience, building my influence, building my impact, and building my income on YouTube. Jermaine has been consuming YouTube content, talking about it would be nice if I had that audience on YouTube. Well, a year's passed, Jermaine. Build the audience, or you're gonna keep on crossing your fingers and hoping that you're building an audience. And this is something that I really need you to understand. And If it sounds like that I may be talking a little aggressively to you right now, it's because I care about you. And this is how I talk to people that I love. This is how I talk to my friends. This is how I talk to my family. This is how I talk to my loved ones. We don't bullshit with each other. The time's gonna pass anyways. So stop worrying about how much time something is going to take. When I started to take my YouTube seriously last year and start to implement this system that I'm gonna break down with you here in a second, I wasn't thinking about how much time is it going to take me. I was like, okay, this is something that I'm gonna do for at least the next 10 years. And probably within that time, I should get good and I probably get some customers along the way. That was my mentality. And I was like, okay, I'm not even going to think about this stuff until I have 100 videos posted. Because I don't even have any data. I haven't even put in the reps to actually have some quality data and look at something to be like, oh, this isn't working. I should pivot or I should try something new. People don't share enough volume of anything to even have an opinion on if something's working or not. They try something, do it for a couple weeks to a couple months. If that, most people don't even put in a couple months into something. And then they're trying the new thing, trying the new hustle, and they're wondering why anything can't work because you're not being consistent at anything. So it's just this that Chris put really right here in the question that just really grabbed my attention. Just this: if you're talking about organically on YouTube, it can take years. Well, I'm not saying that I have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but I just started to build my YouTube channel last year, right? So for people that may think that I have a decent sized audience when at the time of me recording this YouTube video, I have I don't even know, 41 or 42,000. In the big scheme of YouTube, that's not a lot of subscribers, right? But for somebody else that's thinking that it would take years to be profitable on YouTube, you're speaking to somebody that was making money the first month out the gate. Now, yes, if you're thinking about just making money off of views and being a content creator, then that might take a long time. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking at content like a marketing engine, and you're what I like to call a contentpreneur, and you're driving traffic to your business, then it doesn't take that much time and you don't need to have a large audience. My number one influence on what I'm doing on YouTube right now is a guy, matter of fact, I just bring him up on YouTube. This guy, his name is Lucas Rubitz. His YouTube channel is called Crypto Labs Research. I know nothing about crypto. I don't watch his content for crypto. I don't want to do crypto, but I have studied what he's done from afar as far as what he's done with his YouTube channel and business, right? So he doesn't have the biggest YouTube channel, 36,000 subscribers, but he has a multiple $100,000 per month business all off of organic traffic from this YouTube channel. When I first discovered this YouTube channel, this channel had 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, maybe less than that. I'll say somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 subscribers. And he was making over $30,000 per month from a small YouTube channel, right? Because he's thinking of who his target audience is. He's thinking of who his offer is for that particular person within that particular audience. And he's only making the content to serve those people. And that's it. So for him to get to a $30,000 per month business with a small YouTube channel, let's say that he had, like I said, he had 4,000 or 5,000 subs. Well, he had 300 people out of this 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers paying $100 a month for whatever his offer is, which is a membership, right? Well, that $100 a month times those 300 people, that's that $30,000 per month business. He didn't need a lot of people and it didn't take years to do. So you got to get out of your mind that this content stuff, throw all the followers out the window, throw all the subscriber counts out the window, and stop thinking of vanity metrics and start thinking of business. So if I use Chris as an example, who's helping divorced wives get through whatever it is that they're getting through, I'm not sure what his actual niche is. I just know that he helps divorced wives. If somebody is going through whatever pain that you can help them with, you don't need to have 100,000 subscribers to help somebody. right? You can make that YouTube content for that woman going through that particular pain point, and then you could just offer to consult her one-on-one consultation call. Got instant money off of that. Or you could charge a high ticket for some type of program to help her through whatever her problem is, and then document your process. And then from that process, you could turn that into a digital product and sell it to the marketplace. Like, you don't have to have huge audiences to make huge money online, especially here on YouTube. And the time is going to pass anyway, so stop thinking about how long it's going to take if this is something that you are seriously going to do. So start producing content right now. And when somebody does discover your content, guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to go back and look at your old stuff. And if you have nothing for them, well, guess what they're going to do then? They're probably not going to buy your offer, because people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. Key emphasis on trust. And what builds trust in any relationship? Take the business out of it. What builds trust in a friendship? What builds trust with your family members? What builds trust in a romantic relationship? Consistency. And if you're not consistent at what it is that you're doing or what it is that you claim that you want to build, then why would anybody trust you? If somebody came across your content today and they're like, oh, I discovered this person. I know them. Oh, I just watched their video. I like them. Let me see what else they have. And they see that you haven't posted anything for 6 months. Oh, they're on to the next person. They don't trust you. Trust is only built on consistency. And I am telling you, if you can just simply be consistent, especially with this system that I'm about to break down, it will be hard not to win, because nobody out there in the marketplace is consistent. Everybody thinks that it's so competitive. Everybody thinks that everything is saturated when it's not. It's saturated with people that hop into something real quick and quit real quick and then jump to the next side hustle or the next scheme or something else to make passive income. Your competition is damn near zero, because nobody can stick at anything. Nobody can be consistent. That's why I'm like, when people be like, oh, it's hard, man, it's hard. I'm like, how do you know? People make up stories in their head about how hard something's gonna be when they haven't even done it for an extended period of time, and they have absolutely no data to confirm whatever their belief is. They just make up something so they can feel good about themselves by not doing it. It's easy not to do. And you'll see, once you get consistent at anything, stuff starts to get easy, and it's really not competitive. Yeah, it's super competitive amongst the people that don't take anything seriously, but there's a select few that are consistent at anything in life, and especially in business and entrepreneurship. If you just have a little itty bitty bit of stick-to-itiveness, you don't even need a lot of it, but just a little bit of it, it's hard not to succeed. But the time is going to pass anyway, so stop thinking about and stop worrying about how long something is gonna take. The time's already gonna pass. How many opportunities have you passed on because you're thinking of how long it's gonna take? Now it's a year later. Now it's 2 years later. Now it's 5 years later. Now it's 18 years later. All right, so it's just that one thing in this question that really hit me, because I'm like, man, if people would just stop worrying about how long something takes and just do it, the time is going to pass. And then, like, think about some of your favorite memories. Some of those favorite memories that are from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when you were a kid. Doesn't it feel like it just happened? Like, dang, it was that long ago? Like, man, it seemed like it was just yesterday. Look how quickly that time passed. This is the same thing in business and entrepreneurship, and you building your online business online, powered with your offers, powered with your digital products. The time's going to pass anyways. And then next year, you're gonna be like, man, that year went by so fast. And it's not going to feel like it in real time, right? But the problem that most creators have when they're trying to market their products is that they're confusing posting with marketing. And posting is not marketing. Marketing is everything that you do after someone watches. So this is how you switch people from interested to invested. And most people can never make that jump because they're chasing the wrong game. They're chasing the algorithm instead of alignment. They're throwing content all over the place like confetti, thinking that views are gonna make them some money, but they don't. Views don't make sales, systems do. So if you want predictable income, you need predictable flow. And that's what we're building today. A system to where every video serves a purpose, to where you become magnetic and people are drawn to you instead of you having to go out and trying to chase people. Because it's not about hustling harder, it's about making your content work smarter. And the foundation of everything is going to be YouTube. Now, I highly suggest that you only take YouTube seriously and you just leave social media to the side. I personally think it's a waste of time. At the time of me recording this video, my biggest platform is Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram since 2023. At the time when I left it, I had over 120-something thousand followers. I don't know what I have now because I haven't been on it since 2023. Same thing with TikTok. I think I had 14 or 15,000 followers. I haven't been on that since 2023 either. Last year when I started to take my YouTube seriously, I had, I think, around 2,000 subscribers, something like that. And those came from shorts. And those came from shorts over a span of like 2 or 3 years or something like that. Like my YouTube was a dud. Actually, Chris's video here from 6 months ago, they got 140 views. He's getting more views than I was getting last year. And then as soon as I created this system for myself, everything changed pretty much instantly. Not pretty much instantly, literally from day one of implementing this system. And the great thing about it also, as we see in Chris's question here, outside of the time thing that I spent that time on, he's talking about how costly an ad can be, right? An ad on Facebook and ads on YouTube. Well, if you use this system, not only that, but YouTube will pay you just to create this system because you'll make a little bit of money from YouTube AdSense. Now, making the money from YouTube AdSense is not the goal. The goal is you building your business, but getting a little bit of extra money on the side just for literally existing is a little cherry on the top. And I do have a paid background in running ads as well, because the most amount of money that I've spent on ads in a single month is a little over $100,000. So I can talk a little bit about Facebook ads. And once I saw the power of YouTube in this system that I created, I was like, oh, it pretty much doesn't make sense to run ads. Or if I do want to run ads, it'll be like do I really want to? Like, I can if I want to, but I don't have to. Because even at the time I'm recording this video, like I said, I don't have the biggest YouTube channel yet. But on a monthly basis, just off the amount of impressions that my small YouTube channel gets, I would have to pay about $30,000 a month in Facebook ads for the same amount of impressions that my YouTube channel gets. And outside of that, YouTube pays me to promote myself. So I don't have to pay for advertising. And for the same amount of impressions, I get paid outside of the percentage of conversions that I get. I'm like, this is freaking bonkers. And you got to start thinking in systems, and you got to start seeing things for what they actually are. Like, most people think that YouTube is a platform, but it's not. It's a marketing engine. Like, it's a machine. For one, it's a search engine. For two, it's a trust builder. And three, it's that machine that literally works nonstop 24/7. You can have a salesperson out there working for you 24/7, 365 that'll never call in sick. And most people see YouTube as just posting videos, but I see it as digital real estate, because it truly is digital real estate. Because think about this. Like I said, if I put these digital assets out on YouTube, for one, once you're monetized, like I said, YouTube gives you a little bit of money in AdSense on each one of these videos. That's not the goal. You have to get a ton of views to make any considerable money with AdSense. This isn't the goal, it's just a plus. But with the AdSense that they're doing, all these videos are still driving traffic to your offer. So this effect can have a compounding effect, because not only are these digital pieces of real estate here, and digital real estate, I'm really calling it an asset, because Even with my small YouTube channel right now, just the money from AdSense pay me more than a few rental properties. And if you know anything about real estate, people out there that own rental properties, they don't make that much cash flow per door, right? So depending on the market, like if somebody's making like $400 or $500 a month off of one door, one single family house, people are like, oh man, you killing it. Like, oh, you got $400 positive cash flow. You got $500 positive cash flow. But they don't talk about how if the AC goes out, that's your whole year's profit down the drain right there, right? So just from the AdSense, my small YouTube channel pays me more than a few rental houses outside of the money that I make by monetizing my offer. That's why I say that this is digital real estate, because this is truly a digital asset that can compound over time. And YouTube is a search engine as well. It's the second biggest search engine on the planet. So at the time of me recording this video, one of the top viewed videos that I get on a day-to-day basis is something that I did a year and a half ago. And I get those views still on a daily basis, like a couple hundred to a few hundred views per day. Majority of that traffic is coming in from search because I made that video searchable. So I know that people are looking for a solution to that particular problem. I was like, okay, let me make a video for that and let me become findable, because your audience already exists out there. Your audience is already on YouTube. They already exist. They're on YouTube every single day. All that you have to do is make the stuff for them. So I made the stuff that they're looking for. I became searchable. Those people came to me. That one video brought me in like 13 or 14,000 subscribers at the time of me recording this video. It's paid me about $5,000 in AdSense money outside of, I ain't even gonna talk about the money that it made me from my offer. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I get a little bit of that cheese. But that one video, a year and a half later, is still bringing me in new eyeballs on a daily basis, which when I have all these other digital assets out here on the internet, then YouTube's gonna start suggesting all these other videos to that audience. And then it's just something that just keeps compounding and compounding and compounding. You have a snowball effect. But every video you post becomes a property for you that can literally work forever. Instagram videos die in a day. If that TikTok videos die in a day, if that an ad that you run, the ad dies as soon as you stop paying money for the ad. And people don't realize that ads are content creation, and so many people's ads suck because they don't know how to make good content. So you're spending money and losing money on testing new creatives all the time. And people don't know, in order to make ads work, you have to constantly be testing ads. So people, they have one ad that they have, and then they go out and they test that. To whereas when I was running ads, for my one ad, I would shoot like 8 to 12 ads for that one ad, test all of those creatives in order to find one thing that works, find something that works kind of a little bit, test that with 5 different hooks. Like, it's exhausting. But a single YouTube video can be making you money for years. A single YouTube video can be building your income, impact, and influence for years. But what happens when, instead of that single YouTube video building your income, impact, and influence for years, you have a catalog of videos. You have a catalog of assets building your income, impact, and influence for years. Nothing beats YouTube. That's why I'm currently building my entire business around it. Because YouTube doesn't just get you traffic, it attracts the right traffic. People who are actively searching for what you teach. People who are actively searching for what you solve. People who are actively searching for what you sell. That's why I say, if you're looking to grow your business online, YouTube is the only platform that rewards depth. When somebody can sit there and lock into a 5-minute video from you or a 10-minute video from you, they're not just watching, they're buying into you. And that's your foundation. Now, let's build a system around it. So everything I do to market my products falls into 4 parts. So 1, you have attract. 2nd, you have capture. 3rd, we have convert. And then 4th, we have scale. So think of it like a machine. Every part of the machine plays a role. So let's get to the attract. Now, remember, system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money, right? So this system that I created for myself, I call it the YouTube solar system. So here, in the YouTube solar system, if you think about our solar system, right? What does everything orbit around? Everything orbits around our sun, right? Our sun is our main star. Well, here, your sun is going to be your niche. And you're always going to have some type of offer to whatever your niche is, right? That's how we make money as an entrepreneur. We offer something to the market. Now, this is what attracts someone to you within your niche, is your content. So think about the planets. All the planets revolve around the sun, right? Well, your planets are going to be your content buckets or your content pillars. I say, and I highly recommend that you have maybe somewhere between 5 to 8 content buckets. I say 8 just because I designed this off the solar system, and our solar system has 8 planets, right? But the reason why I say this is because you don't want to go around talking about 50 different things. You want to become the authority within your niche. And typically, any successful creator that you see out there, they're doing the same things over and over and over again in different ways. So even somebody like Mr. Beast, I know we're not just out here trying to be entertaining content creators, but Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber period right now. But if you look at what Mr. Beast's content is, it's pretty much a game show. Mr. Beast doesn't do anything new, right? He took concepts that worked on TV for years, game shows, Price is Right, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all this type of stuff. He took it to YouTube. And then each one of his videos, if you look at the structure of them, they're doing the same things different ways, right? He's gonna lock people in this room. People either have to do something physical and jump over some stuff or something else over here. Like, he has his planets. You need to do the same. And this is something that's even done like in big Hollywood productions and stuff. Hollywood, or whoever's making the movies, they typically make only a few types of movies. Think about it. Finding Nemo and Taken is the same story. Finding Nemo lost his child, goes on an adventure to find his child. Taken, the guy loses his daughter, he has a particular set of skills, and he runs around and he kills a whole bunch of people, right? But the essence of the story is the same. So you can have your content bucket. So if I'm using myself as an example, I talk about entrepreneurship, I talk about building a business online, I talk about creating and scaling your digital products and your offers, and right? So my planets typically are going to be branding. I can have something about sales. I could do something about content. I could do something about systems like we're doing here today. I can do something about systems. I could do something about marketing, which is like how this video is here too, right? So you want to have your planets that orbit around your niche, and you don't want to make any type of content outside of these things. Now, what most people struggle with is they're like, okay, well, what do I talk about this particular thing? Well, what orbits around the planets? You have your moons, and your moons are going to be the types of content that you make. And there's 5 types of moons. So for one, you're going to be answering specific questions. 2, you're going to be teaching specific skills. 3, you're going to be trend surfing, influencer surfing, or telling stories. These are the only 5 types of content that you make. So for me, for example, if I wanted to make a video about marketing, well, my moon is going to be one of these: answering a specific question, teaching a specific skill, trend surfing, influencer surfing, or telling stories. That's it. And with this, I can now have literally infinite content ideas. And the great thing about this is that when somebody gets into my orbit, they're going to stay within my orbit, because once they discover me off of this video, say that they meet me here, well, then they're like, okay, well, as soon as YouTube gets a signal that that person has enjoyed my content. So for one, the click shows YouTube that they're interested. Average view duration, that shows YouTube that they like the video. These are the main 2 things that YouTube cares about. Did they click it? And when they clicked it, did they watch it? That's all that they care about. So if somebody discovers me here, They clicked it, which shows YouTube, okay, this person's interested in this video. And then they watched it, YouTube's like, okay, they watched this video. So now since I have this whole catalog of content here, well, guess what YouTube's gonna do now? Now they're gonna start suggesting this person this video, that old video, that old video, this old video, this old video. And when I post a new video, YouTube's gonna suggest it to them too. So now that individual is in my solar system, and they're just gonna be bouncing around because for one, I know that I'm gonna add value to them, but they're gonna be just bouncing around my solar system, bouncing around my solar system. They're gonna keep on showing YouTube that they like my stuff. They're getting value, they're getting value. And then something happens that I call the Binge and Buy Effect. Because typically when somebody comes across you, yeah, there's always anomalies, but typically somebody's not gonna buy something from you instantly. What's gonna happen? They know you, discover you, they start to like you, then they start to trust you, then they start to believe in you, right? A lot of people are thinking that it's all about their offer, when it's about you first, because people come to trust that you can help them. So they're buying into you first and your offer second. And that happens through them binging your content. Then they start to buy your content. If somebody watches your content long enough and they're really in that pain and they really need that help, at some point they're gonna tap in. It's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. That's why I said to start off this video, stop worrying about how long something's gonna take. Time is an aspect to everything. And that time's gonna pass anyways. So whatever that time is that it takes that person to actually tap in and buy your offer, well, guess what? There's gonna be so many other, let's get them out of there. They're a little too close to the sun, they burning. All right, but there's gonna be so many other people along the way that get into your solar system. So while this one individual is waiting, they're taking a little more time, well, these other people, they're becoming aware of you over different time periods. So everybody's time frame as far as becoming aware of you is different. You're gaining a new audience literally every single day. So this person that might have discovered you today, that might take them 3 weeks to buy, well, this person's 3 weeks was 3 weeks ago. So they're buying today. This person here that may take them 3 months to buy, well, this person here has discovered you 3 months ago. So their 3 months is today. Like, everybody has different time windows from when they decide to tap in. That's why I say consistency is a thing, because that's how you start to get that trickle-in effect of those sales coming in on autopilot, because all these different people in different times in their life are going through different things at all these different times. They may not be in that pain yet to where they're like, okay, I really need to alleviate that pain. But this person may be. But everything plays a role. Everything in your system plays a role. This is how you become magnetic, and this is how you literally draw people into your orbit just by sheer gravity of your content. And with this, you don't need 100,000. You don't even need 10,000. You just need the right 1,000. Your 1,000 true fans. And your number might not even be 1,000, just like I used the example to start off this video. That gentleman that I got inspired off of by seeing what he was doing on YouTube, his initial number was 300. You can do a lot with 300. Think of the movie 300. Look what Leonidas did with 300 men. Like, you don't need to have that many followers in order to make money online. Like, think about what Jesus did with 12 followers. He's still a pretty big deal to this day. They still talking about that guy. But when you implement this and remember your moons of these 5 types of content, answering specific questions, teaching specific skills, trend surfing, influencer surfing, and telling stories. When you do this, you're not only answering the specific questions that your audience is asking, but your storytelling, which is big too, that helps build connections with people. But this stuff works because throughout this mix of content, you're showing people proof that you know what you're talking about, and proof that your offer actually works, like proof that you can actually help them. And through that consistent proof that you show them, you capture them. Remember the 4 steps. I'm all over the place with the whiteboard here. Remember, attract, capture. Once you capture them, they're in their orbit. Like I said, it's only a matter of time before they convert. Now we can talk about scale. Now, this is something here with this, because in Chris's question to start off, he was talking about ads. Well, if you have this YouTube system working for you, you probably won't even want to run ad. Like, I ain't even thought about running no ads. Like I said, I'm thinking, what's the point? Like I said, I have a small YouTube channel right now, and for the same amount of traffic, I would have to pay $30,000 a month in ads versus getting paid and getting the same amount of traffic. I don't know if that really makes sense. Might want to keep that 30K in my pocket. You know what I'm talking about? But YouTube rewards consistency. So there's going to come a point where one of your videos takes off. I'm not saying that it's going to be viral in the sense of virality's sake, like how everybody crosses their fingers and hopes that they go viral on YouTube. But there's a concept. I call it viral for me, right? Or think viral for you. So you're gonna have a time when you have one of these viral for you moments and one of your videos is gonna take off. The great thing about that is that there's something called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This is pretty much a principle for anything that I've seen in life for the most part. And this is really how YouTube works too. So it's gonna be a few of your videos that bring in the majority of your audience. So there's going to be a time when a few of your videos, especially if you're being consistent, are going to take off. Like, for whatever the reason, the algorithm is going to favor it way more than anything else. And when I say the algorithm, that's something that you need to redefine in your mind. The algorithm is people, right? And everybody's out here trying to figure out the algorithm when all the algorithm is people, right? So for whatever the reason, people are going to gravitate to that one or those few posts for whatever the reason. And that's going to bring in the majority of your audience. But the great thing about this, and that's why we need to have that catalog, because remember, we have all these other digital assets up, our digital real estate up on our channel. When that 20% of our videos brings in the majority of our audience, they're going to start to get introduced to all this stuff that we thought wasn't performing well. Well, guess what? All those things that we created that we thought weren't performing well are here in our YouTube system, in our solar system. They all serve a purpose. So all those past videos that you thought weren't performing well, now all of a sudden they start getting views. Now all of a sudden your video that you did prior that you thought wasn't any good and didn't get that many views, now you start to get comments on those older videos like, wow, this is a sleeper. Why doesn't this have more views? This is the best video on your channel. And the gravity of those videos just pulls people deeper into your orbit. Now, let's say if you did want to run ads, well, now you have a true audience of people that you could retarget. And this is where majority of the money is made in advertising. That's why people that run ads lose money on the front end. Like, a lot of people, they run ads hoping to make money and then they don't. And I'm like, okay, I can tell you know nothing about digital marketing, because like 99% of people that are running ads, they're not looking to make money on the front end. Most people are like crossing their fingers and hoping to break even, but majority of them are losing money on the front end, then they're making their money on the back end. But who do you think would be more likely to click on one of your ads if you did decide to run ads? Somebody who doesn't know who you are, or somebody that knows, like, and trusts you because they've been in your YouTube orbit? Even think about you watching this video right now. How many of those ads did you watch? You probably skipped past all of them. You probably skip past and scroll through all the ads that you see nonstop all day. All right, but if anything does grab your eye, why does it? Typically, it's because it's from somebody that's familiar. So all these people that are running ads, they're like the person in the middle of the mall at the mall kiosk. So think about this. You ever been to the mall and you have all those people in the middle of the mall kiosk and they're like, hey, can I spray this on you? Hey, can I rub this lotion on you? Hey, can I clean one of your shoes? You say no 100% of the time. Why? Because you don't know them. You're annoyed. And then you walk right past them and go into the stores that you're already familiar with. Well, that's how advertising works. So if you did want to run some ads, you'll have a nice pool of people that you could retarget. And then you could attempt to scale if you want to. You could attempt to scale that way. And your likelihood of success will be far greater because you're just targeting people that have already gave you the data that they enjoy what you do, that have already given you the data that they like what you do, that have already given you the data that they're truly getting value. But like I said, this YouTube system works so well that this is an option. Like, you might not want to do that because you don't have to run ads to get numbers coming in online your business, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. If you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credit at the Top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But in order to get this to work, one of the main things that you really got to work on, and this is for you and for Chris, hope you're still watching, your packaging, right? So this video, like I said, this isn't bad. You're getting more views on this video than what I was getting a year ago. But the packaging of this, he helps divorced women. Why would a divorced woman click this? How to find the core wound. So always think packaging first. Always think positioning first, and position each video like a product. Position each video like the asset that it is. And if you think that every single one of your videos is an asset and every single one of your videos is a product, then you're gonna think of positioning versus just making something like this. Always tap into curiosity first, because people have two options every time they think to click a video. They can either go for information or they can go for curiosity. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go for curiosity. And Chris right here, as soon as you tap into some curiosity, you get consistent and you build this YouTube system for yourself, I'm sure that your business will do a complete 180 and you'll start to get in front of your target avatar, and you'll actually start to add the value to those people that I can clearly tell because I checked out your video. You know what you're talking about and you have some good information. So just switch some stuff up and this stuff can start working for you if you work it. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that will always sell, especially once you use this system. It's Credit at the Top.